Hello and welcome back to Cardboard Decoy Plays Factorio. Let's just go through a quick run through. I did make a ton of stuff so that we can construct uninhibited for the next little bit. We might need a couple factories for a few things, but that's not going to be like super necessary just yet. I did make a couple observations. Number one, my green was behind, but I think that's because I kept stealing iron plates from here all the time. So once all of this backlogs a little bit, then we'll be able to maximize production once again, and everything will be fine, basically. So that's the plan, at least. Let's hope that's actually what ends up happening. So everything here is producing as best as it can, it looks like. And yeah, research should pick up. Now, the other big issues is we will have logistics robots, but before I had set up production for blue science, and that allows me to do all the logistics robot upgrades, which become absurdly necessary to make them really effective. So we're going to keep them. We're going to have logistics robots. They're going to be in production. We're going to have a ton of them. But their actual perfect utilization is going to come later. So let's look really quick what's required for blue science. We need smart inserters, steel plates, advanced circuits, and batteries. And those are all things that we will have to set up production for first before we even consider making them for real. In the meantime, just having them, we do have them researched. We can start building them at any time, but we're going to set up the support network for them first. So yeah, there we go. We can do that. We can do passive provider chests. However, we cannot do requester chests, which are extraordinarily important for actually making and utilizing the logistics system. And that's going to be 150 blues. So let's just focus on the production side of things for right now. We have our 2 oil refineries. We have oil to throw in them. And we're actually, let's go ahead and first things first, set up that, which is just going to be a real simple process right there. Easy peasy, no big deal. I've been considering making some pumps. What do I need for pumps? Pumps are not that easy if I remember correctly. Or I can't make them yet. No, there they are. So yeah, they need an electric engine unit. And let's see what we need to do to make an electric engine. We need electronic circuits, engine units, and lubricant. Lubricant is a heavy oil byproduct. So first things first, let's go ahead and manage the logistics behind getting all of these into the tanks we want them to get into. So we'll do that. That's heavy oil taken care of. Cool. So heavy oil is now joined. Light oil, similar process, just scooted up a little bit. Not that difficult to figure out, really. And then we'll do petroleum gas, same verse, third verse, same as the first. And then we'll just draw out pipes to all of these. So there we go. That is now light, heavy, and petroleum all linked up together, and now we'll just figure out where we want to put storage for them. Real simple stuff, nothing major at all. So let's do, we'll put it over here and kind of keep everything condensed as much as possible. Let's do, this is going to be our heavy oil. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool, that's all linked up. Yeah, we got all of our little relays right there and right there on the edges. So that's heavy oil. Heavy oil taken care of. Check. All right, let's just do this to keep everything walkable and like that. There we go. Now we can kind of maneuver around a little bit too. It's still a little bit limited as far as maneuvering goes, but it's doable. All right, so next is light oil storage. That will be pretty much the same spot. Yeah, we will do it like this. This is going to work out. Oh, construction robots are done. Perfect. Okay, blueprints, absolutely going to need that. That's going to make our lives so much easier in the future of our factory design process. So, and then we'll just hook this up straight. Well, no, we won't do it straight. We'll do it like that. Cool. There we go. Still walkable. Fantastic. And then petroleum gas is last. How much space do we have in between? We have 2 spaces in between those. Just for uniformity's sake, we'll maintain that pattern, and also it'll work out real well because we could just draw a line right there. So let's go ahead and like this. What? Yeah, there we go. And then a pipe from here to here is going to be a little unnecessary. So we won't be able to walk all the way through here. Or maybe we will. Can we walk? Yeah, we can walk in between that. There we go. And that's how you do storage for that. Let's hook it up. Let it start producing. And, oh, I gotta get a little bit closer. Why can't I walk through here? Is that seriously... That's gonna block me, huh? Okay, well, fine. We only need to walk through there to set up that power line, and we can do it from right there. So now it should be producing. Yes. Yes. Flow. And now we have petroleum gas, light oil, heavy oil. It will fill up slowly but surely as we go. Now to figure out how we're going to do production for all of these things. Now we don't have advanced materials processing just yet. Is that what I need here? What I really need to be researching, honestly, let me see, where is it? I want to find this. Advanced oil processing. Oh yeah, that's the one that needs 75 blues. We might go ahead and manually make 75 blues while we figure out the rest of this, because this is going to help us at the beginning. This is basically a conversion, so we can convert one heavy oil into three light oil. No, okay, 3 water, 4 heavy oil makes 3 light oil. 3 water and 3 light oil makes 3 petroleum gas, and then we can also optimize this so everything has a very strong slant towards creating everything towards the end of the line, which is going to be petroleum gas, which is definitely where we're going to be making the most of for sure. So you can kind of see how the fluid physics works if you watch the numbers there. Wait for it. There we go. We just finished a production round, so that put it at 13, and everything kind of flows out to the rest of the tanks here. So that's going to be totally fine. This is going to slowly empty out and or continue to fill up. I'm not really sure. You can't really monitor right now because there's just too much of it. And it looks like if we watch this for a second, let's see if it'll go one way or another. That's 9.6. It'll either go... Oh. It's kind of wavering. That might just be how the outflow pipe works, though, but it's not really showing a bias one way or another, whether it's going up or not. But that's one way you can kind of find out how your supply is going. Yeah, they just keep wavering back and forth. I don't know what kind of significance that's actually going to lend to. So we'll let those fill up a little bit while we continue to process different things that we want to make here. With our chemical plants. Chemical plants are the only ways to process most of these fluids. So we can make sulfuric acid, solid fuel, lubricant, sulfur, and batteries. That's and also plastics, which are super important. If that's too many supers, deal with it because that's how important it is. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and set up lubricant production. So because if any of these fills up, it'll stop all production. Like, it just won't produce any more from here, and that can really put a damper on your day whenever you need more petroleum gas because it's empty, but you still have tons and tons of the other two here that are just sort of holding things up. We're going to do a little bit more space in between these because figuring out pipe logistics can be tricky sometimes. And then we'll do like that, and then like this. Cool. All right, that leaves a little bit of space in between for pipes or whatever else we might happen to need. We're going to set you to lubricant. And then I'm going to get enough stuff for some more tanks, which I totally neglected to do. So we'll get a couple tanks for lubricant. We don't need that much. It's only used for a couple things, and they're both very periodic assemblies. So not a big, huge deal. I'm going to take a drink of my beverage. Excellent. That should be enough for making 2 more tanks. Yep. Okay, cool. So, and we'll go ahead and get that stored up. And all will be right with the world of heavy oil for the time being. And we'll just hook that up directly. And then any and all production chains after that can link off of that. So we'll give it some power. And there we go. We are now creating lubricant at a breakneck pace, no less. So heavy oil is already being utilized. And we're going to make all kinds of lube. Big, huge tanks of lube. And that will be fantastic. So we'll start drawing in water from over here. I'm trying to think how I want to do this pipe system now, because we're going to need water for... let me put another one down here for reference, just to see. We'll need water for sulfur and sulfuric acid, and both of those are going to be dependent on petroleum production, so that's going to be all the way over here. Now, also on the list of things we are going to need, that's going to need lubricant, that's going to need sulfuric acid. So we're going to need lots of sulfuric acid. We'll store much more of this. These are going to need batteries and electronic engine units. Batteries is the other big thing That's going to need, yeah, that's going to need sulfuric acid. Okay, I'm just thinking. Give me a second while I kind of run through my paces here in thought. But yeah, apparently you can make all of these things in there too? No. That's, yeah, why are all these recipes on here if you can't even make most of them in the chemical plant? That's what I want to know right now. Advanced material processing. We are going to have to upgrade our forges sooner rather than later. But in the meantime, let's make it so that we start making motions towards being able to do solar energy. Solar energy is going to be a much more pressing matter in the meantime. Okay, so we definitely need that. Cracking will come later. And let's go ahead and set this up for right now. Oh, I know the other thing that we're going to need. Okay, so that's going to allow for solar energy, and we are going to need accumulators. And okay, let me put this down over here and just sort of spread things out a little bit. This is going to be for sulfur production. We're going to need a couple sulfur producers over time for various and sundry reasons. So we definitely want to have more than enough sulfur production for all of our needs. That will be definitely necessary because that's also going to be how we make explosives. So, oh, that's right, I can't even make it yet. I'm thinking of, what am I thinking of? It's in military, flamethrower fuel. Flamethrower fuel is heavy and light oil, and that'll go in the middle there, and we'll go ahead and research that some other time. After electric energy accumulators. I do like having the flamethrower. It's a really good sort of area of effect weapon. It's a little more fun than shotgunning trees. So these are all going to be sulfur. And copy. Let's go. We are going to need water and petroleum. So we have enough space in between these. Unfortunately, they don't output excess. If you could use these, kind of chain them together, that would be really convenient, but that's not going to be the case. So yeah, let's go ahead and work on pumping water into here. It's another thing I did not account for whenever I was preparing everything. But, oh well, c'est la vie. Alright, so yes, this is about how I want to do it. Fortunately, water is not consumed so much that you have to make special accommodations for it in your chemical plant area. But it will get consumed pretty quickly if you're not careful. Let's do 3 more of these really quick. And we're basically going to route this water. There we go. We have a space there so that we have sort of a production output for it if we need it. And one right there, and then one right here. And that's how that cookie's going to crumble, basically. Actually, let's do it like this. And like this. And then we will have it set up so that we can go all the way down here with it. Let's just do, how about start small, start easy, and just have it like this. So there's that. And now we just need the pipe to grounds, which is going to require more iron. Let's run down here really quick. So our research is going really strong, but we definitely will have to rebalance things. It's kind of built on this idea that everything's going to continue to get backed up and then just to deplete very slowly, and it seems to not be keeping up with that very well. So that's a bit of an oversight on my point. This is kind of the spinning plates sort of direction that this game takes over time. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's definitely fun. I play my fair share of spinning plate games where, like City Builders, I'm trying to think of some very particular examples. What's the one I'm thinking of? Oh god, I've owned it like twice now. It's a really good game, but it's so plate spinny. That's the only way I can describe it. Is you're spinning plates through the entirety of the game, and it's, you know, a really good and well done city builder. But it's something that I enjoy, but if you are just plate spinning and there's not really any problem solving involved in it in regards to like, oh hey, how about if we you know, manage things in this kind of a way, or well, if you build things in this certain way, I don't know. Oh, Cities XL definitely has its own logistics elements to it, but it's like managing traffic is like the least engaging thing I can think of. Once again, not a slight against the game. Like, I think it's a great game. It's just, it's not something I can really get into, where it's like, oh yeah, no, the reason why your city is failing is because nobody can get to work. And it's like, oh, well, that's real sad. All right, let's fix that. And it's like, okay, they can't get to work because you have to fix the bus stations. And it's like, I am not a civil engineer. I just discovered this. Guys, I need to do something else for a little while. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just sort of bail on your game. Definitely a game I need to have on the backlog regardless, because I do like that game. I can give it a positive review. It's just one of those things I just can't invest a whole lot of attention to because it bugs me, and figuring it out has not been my highest of priorities. Okay, we are actually missing pipe connecting to the water. So production cannot start on the sulfur until we have water. So there we go. Now we have water, and there we go. Now we also have sulfur. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, now next we need to start producing sulfuric acid. So let's get another chemical plant here. Do I want 1 or 2? Well, we're going to store it up for a while, and everything we make with sulfuric acid is not going to consume it that fast, I think. Well, just to be safe, let's build 2, and then we'll let that store up as it goes. Let's see, light oil, petroleum gas, heavy oil. So heavy oil is being consumed, but it'll stop as soon as that is done producing lubricant. I want to just call it lube and be kind of vulgar like that, but it seems maybe a little bit inappropriate. Yeah, we're just doing 1 for 1 on that. And light oil is slowly building. Petroleum gas was slowly building, and now it's actually being consumed. Crude oil we're good on for now. So whenever those tanks start emptying, we'll have to move around our pump jacks a little bit, but until then we have no issues. How is our production? I'm just kind of curious about the rate at which these stop producing, and they're still holding up pretty well. For filling up 9 tanks, it's fine. Not an issue in the least. Okay, so what we want is we want 2 chemical plants that can create sulfuric acid. So this is actually something we can manage with a transport belt and also a pipe for water, if I am correct. So I'm trying to figure out the best layout. Let's see, 1, 2, yeah, that's 2 spaces. There we go. You're going to be sulfuric acid. You're going to be sulfuric acid. And so we need a water input, and that's going to be easy enough to do. Like this, kind of like how we had before. And we're out of pipes. Awesome. Let's see. You go through a terrifying amount of pipes whenever you're not paying attention, really. Let's go ahead and go down here with it. Is that where we want to be? Yeah, that's roughly where we want to be. So that'll go like that. And then this will also go like that. And then we'll be able to run pipe to ground underneath here, join it up, put it in some tanks, and then that will be our sulfuric acid production. And also the initial most important production that we're going to need, short of plastics. Plastics are also going to be a big deal, and we'll set that up. Where are we at on time? We got about 2 minutes left, so that's fine. We'll finish up something significant before I totally bail out. Aha, here we go. Yep, it's definitely declining quite a bit. Still not enough to be concerned about, though. So let's go steel plates. We're going to suck up some steel plates really quick so we can make more pipes. Let's go to do 5, and then all 50 of those, since we seem to be consuming them at an alarming rate. And yeah, we'll just wait for this to kind of produce for a second. I need to go ahead and run power down here. And we are also going to need storage tanks in the near future, so I'll go ahead and suck those up, and we'll get 4 for sulfuric acid production. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool. Easy peasy. And now we have our pipes ready to go. Let's go ahead and we'll do an outflow pipe here. That'll go underneath and over. And then we'll also set this up for water. And since that's how the bend works, right, because of the bend right there to go underground, these won't interfere, but you can mix pipes and basically destroy any hopes you had whatsoever of having a functioning fluid handling system. So don't do that. It's bad. Okay, there's our water input. There's that. Yeah, we're full up on sulfur and water here. We just need an acceptable output. So let's go ahead and do like this. We'll just connect them like that and then build our tanks. Battery production. I'm trying to think, what else do I need sulfuric acid for? And also Oh, yeah, so batteries, we'll move batteries so that they're up here, and then our advanced circuits are also going to be here. So this is basically the best place I could have chosen to put it. Not to toot my own horn, but I might be a genius. Just saying. I'm sorry I can't hear you over the sound of my horn. What? I'm sorry. Okay, I'll get back to you later. It's fine. Have fun. Yeah, so there's that. And there we go. Just to keep things walkable, we will add possibly a superfluous pipe right there for, well, okay, and now we're still not producing. Water in. Iron plates. Shit. Okay, I totally forgot that that was part of the deal. Okay, let's go back down here really quick. We're going to need to route iron plates all the way up here. Not a huge deal, just kind of inconvenient. We've got this line going down here, and I don't even remember what... We were going to use that for production of arms and stuff, so we can basically cancel out that idea. That's not happening anymore. That'll be totally logistics robot dependent in the future, in the nearish future, which I do need to consider making a bunch of blue science packs, which will take a long amount of time and be super boring, so don't worry, I'll spare you. And let's just collect all of these. These will get used up over time. And then, yes, let's route some iron. We're going to need a splitter. We're going to need iron for the splitter, of course, because nothing in this game is frickin' handed to you. And let's just make sure we have 3 spaces here for anything else we might need to come up, including copper, because that will be necessary for battery production, and we'll just separate zones like this since we figured out inputs for these 2 major production facilities already. So long as we can preserve 3 routes down here, we are fine. So do I have any underground ones? I do have 2 underground ones right here. Let's see. Oh, I'm being particular here. Don't mind me. There we go. That's going underground. We will get a splitter. There we go. We now have a splitter. And then we'll separate those out, loop it back around, and send it underground. We can be happy underground. Good old Benfold 5 shout out. Because that band, man oh man, that got me through some hard times in middle of high school. Alright, let's go ahead and go up this way. There we go. Connected to that. Brilliant. And then we'll figure out how we are going to manage this particular production line. So, once again, batteries, although incredibly important and used in an unbelievably sickening degree, and the same with sulfuric acid, are not going to produce that quickly, so we don't have to worry too much about the speed at which we are actually doing this. So at least I don't think. We're going to find out here really quick if I need to actually do this so that I can use faster arms. So it's just going to use how many plate? It's 1 plate. I need to turn those around. And let's see. What's going on here? Oh, the sulfur's actually holding it up. And 5. You know, that's just fast enough for those, for the long arm inserters to actually work. I don't know if I've actually used long arm inserters. This might be the first time you're seeing them, but they go over 2 lines and then they place it over 2 lines, and as long as that exit square is somewhere inside of a building, it still totally works. So let's see, let's watch. Yeah, see, even with the fast inserter, it's having a hard time keeping up on sulfur production, so not a huge deal. Sulfur also produces fairly quickly, so we might go ahead and upgrade to fast extruders at this point. There we go. We'll do that. We're already completely backed up. And yeah, so that produces just a little bit faster than normal electric inserters can keep up with. So there we go. This will get our sulfuric acid production going at a fairly quick clip. Say that 5 times fast, and yeah, there we go. That'll keep the throughput there. It'll go through just enough iron plates to not be able to justify actually having that on the logistics network, so I don't feel too bad about that. And I don't want to be, like, logistics network is best used for things that are only used kind of temporarily or periodically, so I don't want to necessarily be accused of abusing that. Either way, there we go. We did our little bit of problem solving. We got the start of our fluid handling and production line going, and yeah, next time we'll continue expanding on that, and you'll get to see all of that, and yeah, more lube. More lube for everyone. Lube all around. Light oil is fine. I'm a little concerned that light oil is going to end up winning out and halting all production of my other resources here, which will be unbelievably unfortunate and bad. So either way, yeah, I hope you enjoy these videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have fun.